So, in light of yet another knife attack that will just become a statistic, people don't get confused. What knife attack are you on about? Oh, it was the one on Friday afternoon in Burnley. No, not the one a couple of days before that in Belfast. No, not the one a couple of days later that was in Bath. No, this was the one in Burnley. Okay, so perfectly nice, innocent 17-year-old girl with a life ahead of her, walking down the street, I guess in the neighbourhood she lives in, and a cowardly savage runs up behind her and sticks a knife in her neck. What will be the IQ on this savage, do we reckon? Less than 70? Less than 70. What's his impulse control like? 0. Equals absolute fucking recipe for disaster. This is to those out there that think that we have a political option, and I say that as a very proud member of Restore, and I desperately want Restore to do well, but I also understand that is a small part of what we have to do as a people. I am talking about race now. Okay, I used to be the least racist person I knew. I used to tell other people off for saying racist jokes. You're not supposed to say that, Dad. Or Granddad. When he was like calling people wogs and this and that. Anyway, I don't hate black and brown people because they're black and brown, but I do distrust now. I see black guy, brown guy. I instantly watch that, pay attention, because I just don't know. And that's the point we're at now. And I think that's where our establishment wants us. I think they want the race war that I think has started, that most people don't realise or accept it has started, but they must want it. Like the ones that facilitate just do as they're told, MPs and what have you, they don't really know what's going on, and they don't really understand that they're the ones that are going to get it when it changes. But the ones that sort of pull their strings, they're the puppeteers, if you like. They want this. They want to destroy our country. Yes, I do believe that there's potentially quite a lot of the organisation, the manipulation comes from a certain country that we're all supposed to really care about. I'm not even going to describe the part of the world it's in, but I think I can just imply that and people now know what I mean. But when is it going to blow over into just okay? Everyone accepts it's now war between white people and non-white people, because it feels like that's the only way this ends up. I can't see it another way, and I do genuinely feel sorry for all the decent, black and brown people in this country that like this country. I don't know what to say about it because I don't know how you're going to stop it. There was a gang in Glasgow, I think it was, that were just picking out non-white people to beat the shit out of. There was a delivery guy got his car set on fire. That is the start, and it's going to get worse. These protests are going to start. I mean, this is just chucking petrol on a simmering fire. This latest attack. At what stage are there going to be murders of just random black and brown people by white people? Because certainly there are people on the other side that are openly at war. So it's like, so for those that and again, I do have to be careful my wording. And for those that are sort of like in the comments, I think it's Paul something or other, followed by a few numbers that was sort of saying, oh well, we got genocided, but at least you were careful with your words. Yeah, go fuck yourself, mate. You set up your own little YouTube channel, and we can all go and fed post on yours. I have to try to walk a line. I am not saying I want this. I am just laying out as a matter of fact that it seems inevitable that it's going to happen, and I can't see an off ramp. I don't think there is one now. I think you walk down a road, you see a black person or a brown person, and naturally you're going, keep your eye on him, don't trust them, and there we go. And now we have racial hatred everywhere. You've got me now, probably quite racist, I suppose. I would have been mortified someone calling me racist a few years ago, and I would have gone, no, I'm not, like this. But yeah, probably am, and that historically through civilization as what's kept people alive. The fear of strangers, different tribes would be instantly and quite rightly wary of any strangers that would come into their village, their tribe, because it's like, well, we don't know who they are, we don't know what their intentions are. There have been others that have come before that have come in and just, slaughtered us. So we are naturally prejudiced. It's a survival mechanism that sort of been bred out of us in the West because we became so civilized. But at some stage, that goes away, doesn't it? And when it comes down to it's absolutely our survival on the line, it will change. And what the people attacking us don't realise is we're really good at it. When it really comes to it, I'm not saying me, but I'm saying we as a people, the Aryan, whatever, the white race, we're really fucking good at war because we've been doing it very well for a very long time. That's why a little country like England dominated a quarter of the world because we were so bloody good at it. And that hasn't gone away. It's been dormant for a very long time because we haven't needed it. But it looks like we need it again, doesn't it? Anyway, to this young lady, I hope you fully recover. But I am aware that physically you may, and mentally, I think those scars are going to run very, very deep. And I hope you can get past that. And to those all over this country, have your head on a swivel. Be aware of where you are. Tell your children to be very, very careful, especially your daughters, because these people, they want to pick on the weakest, the easiest targets out there. So just be on your guard. Good luck, and I'll see you soon.